Good morning, listeners. Welcome to the program The World and Vietnam Panorama from ELSU Radio. I'm ELSU. Today is Friday, June 13th, 2025. Over the next 30 minutes, we will bring you the most important and updated news. The main stories in today's program include tensions flare in the Middle East. Israel has launched a surprise preemptive strike on Iran, with major explosions rocking the capital, Tehran, and nuclear facilities being targeted. Several senior Iranian officials are reportedly dead. Aviation tragedy in India. An aircraft carrying over 240 people has crashed shortly after takeoff, causing massive casualties. Key domestic news. The National Assembly has officially approved the reorganization of administrative units, redrawing Vietnam's map to 34 provinces and cities. The government has assured that this will not cause trouble for citizens regarding their official documents. And much other important economic, social, and international news. We begin with the top story on the international stage. Early this morning, Vietnam time, a new crisis erupted in the Middle East as Israel unexpectedly conducted a large-scale airstrike campaign against Iran. Israel's Minister of Defense confirmed that the Israel Defense Forces (IDF) have launched a preemptive strike operation named Nation of the Lion. A series of major explosions were reported in several areas of the capital, Tehran, and other Iranian cities. Israel has stated that the campaign's objective is to target Iran's nuclear weapons program and military facilities. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the airstrikes targeted the masterminds of Iran's nuclear program, specifically the main uranium enrichment facility in Natanz, as well as nuclear scientists. He also affirmed that the operation would continue for several days to completely eliminate what he described as a clear and present danger to Israel's survival. The Israeli military believes Iran is only days away from having enough enriched uranium to build several nuclear bombs. Iranian state media reported that the attacks hit numerous buildings and residential areas, causing civilian casualties, including children. Iran's press TV confirmed fatalities but has not yet released specific numbers. In a particularly serious development, there are reports of heavy losses among Iran's military leadership. An Israeli defense official indicated that the chief of the general staff of the Iranian armed forces, Major General Mohammad Bagheri, along with several senior nuclear scientists, may have been killed. Subsequently, Iranian state media also confirmed that the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, Hossein Salami, was killed in the airstrike. Immediately following the attack, Israel declared a nationwide state of emergency, closed its airspace, and banned all non-essential public gatherings in preparation for a large-scale retaliation from Iran. Sirens have sounded across Israel. Regarding the United States, officials affirmed that Washington did not participate in or support this military campaign by Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated that Israel had informed the U.S. in advance, asserting it was a necessary act of self-defense. President Donald Trump has convened an emergency cabinet meeting to discuss the situation. Washington has also warned Iran not to target U.S. interests or personnel in retaliation. Several days prior, the U.S. had begun withdrawing some diplomatic staff and military families from several Middle Eastern countries due to fears of escalating tensions. The international community is expressing deep concern. Australia warned that this action risks seriously destabilizing an already volatile region. The situation is expected to remain complex in the coming hours and days. In other international news, a major aviation tragedy has occurred in India. Yesterday afternoon, June 12th, a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner from Air India, carrying 242 people on a flight from Ahmedabad to London, crashed shortly after takeoff. Images from the scene show the aircraft was unable to gain altitude, flying low over the ground before crashing into a residential area, hitting a medical university dormitory, and exploding into a massive fireball. The crash resulted in immense casualties. According to initial reports, at least 290 people were killed, including passengers on the plane and students and residents on the ground. A single passenger is believed to have miraculously survived and is receiving medical treatment. India's Civil Aviation Authority confirmed that the flight crew issued a Mayday distress call just before losing contact. Both pilots were highly experienced. The cause of the tragedy is under urgent investigation. Aviation experts have proposed several initial theories, including the possibility of a severe engine failure, a malfunctioning flap system, or a collision with a large flock of birds right after takeoff. The fact that the plane was fully fueled for a long-haul intercontinental flight made the subsequent explosion and fire more devastating. This is the first fatal accident involving the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, one of the most modern and reliable aircraft models. Indian authorities and international experts are working to decode the black boxes to find the precise cause of this tragedy. Returning to domestic news. Yesterday, June 12th, a historic event took place as the National Assembly officially passed a resolution on the reorganization of provincial-level administrative units for 2025. According to this resolution, as of yesterday, Vietnam has a new administrative structure with 34 provincial-level units, including 28 provinces and 6 centrally governed cities, a reduction of 29 units. 11 provinces and cities are not affected by the reorganization, including Hanoi, Hue, Lai Châu, Dien Bien, Son La, Lang Son, Quang Ninh, Tan Hoa, Nay An, Ha Tin, and Chao Bang. The remaining 52 provinces and cities have been merged to form larger administrative units. For example, Ho Chi Minh City has been merged with Ba Ria Vung Dao and Binh Dong provinces, becoming the most populous locality in the country with about 14 million people. Meanwhile, Lam Dong province, after merging with Dak Nong and Binh Thuan, has become the largest province by area. To ensure a smooth transition, Deputy Chairman of the National Assembly Nguyen Coc Din affirmed that citizens and businesses can continue to use their existing documents, such as ID cards and business registration papers, until they expire. If they wish to have their documents reissued with the new administrative address, authorities will provide support with simple procedures and no fees. To assist officials, civil servants, and the public during this transition, the government is also promoting technology. Standing Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen Hoa Binh has directed the VNPT and Viettel groups to finalize their AI virtual assistants. It is expected that from July 1st, citizens and officials can use these chatbots to look up information and get guidance on administrative procedures related to the boundary changes. On the economic front, there are many positive signs that Vietnam continues to be an attractive destination for major investors. During a working trip to the United States, Minister of Industry and Trade Nguyen Hong Dien held important meetings with leaders of top corporations such as ExxonMobil, Nike, and Walmart. ExxonMobil affirmed that Vietnam is one of its key markets and pledged to advance the Blue Whale gas project. Meanwhile, Nike and Walmart both expressed their desire to expand their supply chains and increase their procurement of goods from Vietnam, especially value-added and environmentally friendly products. Minister Nguyen Hong Dien proposed that Walmart consider establishing a strategic sourcing center in Vietnam. In good news for millions of workers, from July 1st, 2025, pensions will be adjusted for the third time under the new law on social insurance. This adjustment will prioritize those with low pension benefits and those who retired before 1995, aiming to narrow the pension gap between generations. In the gold market, SJC gold bar prices this morning are listed at around 119 million dong per tael for sellers. World gold prices have also risen sharply due to geopolitical instability, currently at about $3,387 an ounce, which is equivalent to 111 million dong per tael. Thus, the gap between domestic and international gold prices has narrowed to about 8 million dong per tael.
In technology, artificial intelligence AI remains a hot topic.
A report just published in Hanoi predicts that AI could contribute up to $130 billion to Vietnam's economy by 2040, primarily through productivity improvements and cost savings. However, the dark side of AI is also becoming more apparent. Cybersecurity firm AIM Security has just discovered a serious vulnerability named Echo Leak in the Microsoft Copilot virtual assistant. This flaw allows hackers to steal sensitive user data with just a single email without the user needing to click on any links. This is the first recorded zero-click attack targeting an AI agent, raising concerns about information security in the digital age. The final part of our program includes some noteworthy social and cultural international news. In Japan, a rice shortage crisis is causing many difficulties. The price of rice has nearly doubled compared to last year, forcing many schools to cut back on rice in meals and supermarkets to limit purchases. The cause is believed to be a drop in production after a record-breaking hot summer and a surge in demand. In good news for Vietnamese students, Malaysia has officially added Vietnam to its list of countries eligible for a post-graduation work visa. Accordingly, Vietnamese students who have completed a bachelor's degree or higher in Malaysia will be allowed to stay in the country for up to 1 year to find employment. In entertainment, artist Hong Dao will make an impressive comeback in the Vietnamese-Korean co-production film Mang Mi Đi Bo. She will play an elderly mother with Alzheimer's disease, a role that demands deep psychological portrayal and promises to be very moving for the audience. In Hanoi, despite the hot weather, artists from the show Call Me By Fire, such as Subin and Tuan Hong, are actively rehearsing for 2 major concerts this weekend. And finally, an interesting archaeological discovery in Israel. Archaeologists have found an extremely exquisite 1,700-year-old Roman-era marble sarcophagus featuring intricate carvings from Greek mythology. That information concludes this morning's The World in Vietnam Panorama program. Thank you for listening. We wish you a productive day and a peaceful weekend. Goodbye, and we hope you'll join us for our next broadcast.